Good evening, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated Journato evening headlines on June 20, 2022. Russian emails appear to show network holding $4.5 billion assets linked to Putin. The Guardian, Russian palaces, villas and yachts linked to Putin by email leak, in pictures, maps and video. Ukrainian missiles hit Black Sea gas platforms, say Russian officials. The Guardian, Ukraine hits oil Crimean drilling platforms, pro-Russian regional head says. Ukraine war, Ben Stiller visits Kyiv and tells President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, "You are my hero." Sky News, Hollywood's Ben Stiller meets hero Volodymyr Zelenskyy in Ukraine. Evening Standard, Ben Stiller speaks with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy in Kyiv. NBC News, Ukraine, Ben Stiller visits capital Kyiv and calls for equal treatment of refugees. Sky News, Ben Stiller visits Ukraine on World Refugee Day. Gustavo Petro, first leftist president faces tough challenge in Colombia. The Guardian, Colombia election, former rebel Gustavo Petro becomes country's first leftist president. Evening Standard, Gustavo Petro, leftist ex-rebel fighter wins Colombia's presidential election. Sky News, Colombia election, Hernandez and Petro are both disappointingly populist. Bloomberg, opinion, the center has not held in Colombia, but democracy still might. Zelenskiy warns Europe at risk of Russian hostilities over EU candidacy. The Guardian, Ukraine, President Zelenskiy warns Russia will escalate attacks amid EU membership bid. Evening Standard, Russia-Ukraine latest news, June 19, 2022. Bloomberg, Russia-Ukraine war, Zelenskyy sounds warning as EU decision nears. European ministers to meet on grain blockade, live news. The Guardian, Zelenskyy warns Russia will escalate attacks as EU chief calls grain blockade war crime. Patrice Lumumba, Belgium return tooth to family of murdered Congo independence hero. Sky News, Belgium returns Patrice Lumumba's tooth to family 61 years after his murder. The Guardian, Belgium returns tooth of independence hero Patrice Lumumba, murdered in Congo. The Times, Patrice Lumumba's gold tooth returned to family by Brussels after 6 decades. The Independent, Belgium returns Congo independence hero Patrice Lumumba's tooth to family. Largest freshwater fish ever recorded caught in Cambodia. The Guardian, world's largest recorded freshwater fish caught in Cambodia's Mekong River. Sky News, giant stingray caught in Cambodia sets record for largest freshwater fish. ITV News, world's largest freshwater fish caught in Cambodia, video. The Guardian, Cambodian catches world's largest recorded freshwater fish. Russia threatens Lithuania over more than serious Kaliningrad railgoods ban. The Independent, Russia threatens retaliation as Lithuania bans goods transit to Kaliningrad. The Guardian, Lithuania cuts off rail route to Kaliningrad, world. The Times, Kremlin accuses Lithuania of imposing siege on Kaliningrad by halting rail cargo. The Telegraph, Russia threatens retaliation against Lithuania following rail blockade. Crimes against civilians, documenting the scale of abuse in Ukraine. The land beyond the road is forbidden, Israeli settler shepherds displace Palestinians. Peacecycling, could donating your urine to farmers help feed the world? Arms dealer, 70, identified as gunman who killed 3 at Alabama church potluck. The Independent, Alabama shooting, 70-year-old kills 3 pensioners at church potluck dinner. Sky News, church shooting survivor, gunman disengaged, sat alone. The Independent, Alabama, 70-year-old man kills 3 in shooting at church potluck dinner. Floating Hong Kong restaurant capsizes in South China Sea. The Guardian, Hong Kongers lament passing of the Jumbo Floating Palace. Financial Times, Hong Kong's iconic Jumbo Floating Restaurant capsizes at sea. The Independent, Hong Kong's Jumbo Floating Restaurant capsizes at sea. Israel heading to polls as coalition moves to dissolve parliament. BBC, Israel set for general election after collapse of weakened government. The Guardian, Israeli government collapses sparking fresh elections and raising possibility of Benjamin Netanyahu returning to power. Sky News, Israel faces 5th election in 3 years. Financial Times, Benjamin Netanyahu eyes comeback as Israel's government collapses. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.